and welcome to today's class. Today we are going to discuss first derivative test, second derivative test, absolute maximum, absolute minimum. This first derivative test and second derivative test, actually that is working rule for finding points of local maxima or points of local minima. Now just look at this first figure. At x is equal to c, that is the point of local minima. Okay, that x is equal to c is the point of local minima and f of c is the local minimum value for that particular function. And to the left of c and to the right of c, what happens to our function? That we are going to check. To the left of c, actually the height of the graph is decreases. To the left of c, the height of the graph is decreases. Therefore, this f dash of x is less than 0 to the left of c. Now, to the right of c, we can see that the height of the graph is increases. To the right of c, the height of the graph is increases. Increases means we know that f dash of x is greater than 0. Okay, now just go through this second graph. Actually, this x is equal to c is the point of local minima. Okay, local maxima, that x is equal to c, that is the point of local maxima, and f of c is the local maximum value of our function. Now, to the left of c, we can see that the height of the graph is increases. To the left of c, the height of the graph is increases. Therefore, here the sign of f dash of x is greater than 0. The sign of f dash of x is greater than 0. And to the right of c, the height of the graph is decreases. The height of the graph is decreases. Therefore, here the sign of f dash of x is less than 0. Here the sign of f dash of x is less than 0. We know that actually this x is equal to c in the first figure, that is the point of local minima, and here we have the sign change of our f dash of x from negative to positive. Okay, here we have the sign change of f dash of x from negative to positive, and this x is equal to c, that is the point of local maxima, and here the sign change is from positive to negative. Okay, now we will come to our first derivative test. Let f be a function defined on an open interval I. Okay, a function f is defined on an open interval I. Let f be continuous at a critical point c in I. F be continuous at a critical point c in I. Critical point means the point at which f dash of x is equal to 0. Okay, the point at which f dash of x is equal to 0, such points is called critical points. Okay, critical points means at that point our f dash of x should be is equal to 0. So, the first point, if f dash of x changes sign from, positive to negative, f dash of x changes sign from positive to negative as x increases through c. Positive to negative as x increases through c, then c is a point of local maxima. Then c is a point of local maxima. Now the second point, if f dash of x changes sign from negative to positive, if f dash of x changes sign from negative to positive as x increases through c, then C is a point of local minima. Then C is a point of local minima. Now, in some cases, f dash of x does not change sign as x increases through C. Okay, in some cases, f dash of x does not change the sign. Okay, does not change sign as x increases through C. Then C is neither a point of local maxima nor a point of local minima. Okay, then C, that is neither a point of local maxima nor a point of local minima. In fact, such point is called point of inflection. Such point is called point of inflection. So point of inflection means if x increases through C, then the f dash of x does not change its sign. In such cases, that point is called point of inflection. Okay, so this is our first derivative test. Now, actually we will use the second derivative test to find out the local maxima and local minima. Some cases the second derivative test will fail. In such cases we can use the first derivative test. So first preference to second derivative test to find out the values of local maxima and local minima, that we are going to discuss now. If you want to use the second derivative test, the first important thing is our function should be twice differentiable. Our function should be twice differentiable. Twice differentiable means it is possible for us to take the derivative of our function 2 times. Okay. So second derivative test. Second derivative test, that is, f be a function defined on an interval I and the C belongs to I. Let f be twice differentiable at C. F be twice differentiable at x is equal to C. Then the first point, x is equal to C is a point of local minima. Is a point of local minima if first one f dash of C, that should be is equal to 0, and second one f double dash of C, that should be greater than 0. F double dash of C, that should be greater than 0. In this case, f of C is local minimum value of f. In this case, f of C is the local minimum value of f. Okay, so x is equal to C, that is a local minimum value of our local minima, that is a local minima if f dash of C is equal to 0 and f double dash of C greater than 0. If f dash of C is equal to 0 and f double dash of C greater than 0, then we can say that the C is a point of local minima and f of C, that is the local minimum value of f. Now the second one, x is equal to C, that is a point of local maxima, that is a point of local maxima if f dash of C is equal to 0 and f double dash of C less than 0. Okay, if f dash of C equal to 0 and f double dash of C is less than 0, then we can say that this point x is equal to C, that is a point of local maxima, and f of C, that is the local maximum value of our f, that is the local maximum value of our f. Suppose f double dash of C is equal to 0. suppose f double dash of c is equal to 0, then this test fails. Okay, if f double dash of c is equal to 0, then this test fails. So we can use this second derivative test to find out the point of local maxima and local minima. For that, the first step is we need to take the derivative of our function and equate that derivative into 0. Then you will get some values for x. After that, take second order derivative f double dash and check the sign of f double dash at particular values of x, and if it is greater than 0, then at that particular value of x we have local minimum value of f, and that point is called the local minimum. And if it is less than 0, then we have local maximum, and that point is called local maximum. Now we are going to discuss the working rule to find the absolute maximum and absolute minimum. The first step, okay, we are going to find out the maximum and the minimum values of a function in a closed interval. Okay, if you want to find out the maximum and minimum values of a function in a closed interval, the working rule, the first step, we need to find the critical points of f. That means, first step, we need to take f dash of x and equate f dash of x is equal to 0. Then you will get some values for x. That values is called critical points. Okay, now second step, this we are going to find this absolute maximum and absolute minimum value in a closed interval. So the second step, we need to take the endpoints of our intervals. Endpoint of our interval we need to take. Now the third step, at all the critical points and the endpoints of interval, calculate the values of f. Critical points and endpoints. Okay, critical points and endpoints, we need to calculate the value of f. We need to calculate the value of f. Now, if you want to find out the absolute maximum, we will take the maximum value from this. We will take the maximum value of f. Maximum of f, that is our absolute maximum, and absolute minimum, that is the minimum value of f. Okay, that is the minimum value of f at this critical point and end points. So if you want to find out the absolute maximum and the absolute minimum value of your function in a closed interval I, first step, you need to take the derivative f dash of x and equate as f dash of x into 0. Then you will get the values of x. Okay, that is our critical points. The second step, we will take the endpoints of our interval. Third step, we need to find out the value of f at this critical point and endpoints. And the fourth step, take the maximum of f, that is our absolute maximum, and take the minimum of f, that is our absolute minimum.